are noticing them, and they are the object.
And they are certainly arising and passing away, changing. If they are just, so, and it goes like that for 1 hour. No. You're not moving in that direction. You're sitting on a comfortable bench of samatha. Which is not bad. It's better than thinking nonsense, no?
It takes a lot of effort to get to that point.
Yes, Vipassana usually needs a lot of effort.
Yeah, but so does shamatha to get to that point. Because you have to deal with the mind as well. Because you're not only following your breath, you have to be aware of what's happening.
Yes, correct.
So
both need
you have to
energy.
keep bringing your attention, mindfulness.
Both need energy. That's what's the thing. But more in Vipassana.
Because you got more going on.
Yes,
Yeah.
it goes on faster and faster.
Yeah. This transition you mentioned when you're in Vipassana, could you repeat that again? Just at the end of what you said, I didn't catch it.
For example, when you're very clear of this element, for example, the heat element or the wind element, you find that these are sensations, are not static, they keep changing. When it becomes very clear of this, the nature of this element, in watching in the way of without any conceptualization, without thinking, I'm watching, who is watching, then there is just a consciousness with mindfulness, seeing clearly that there is the object, which is the element. There's no question that it is not true, because you're much more clearer in mindfulness than your everyday man. No.
See, the distractions have been eliminated.
So when that knowledge, basic knowledge arises, then you can say there's Vipassana. And you're on the Vipassana way.
So it's a steady concentration.
It's not steady concentration, steady understanding of there's no self.
Which you call emptiness.
Don't bring the object, it gets more complicated.
We've been there. That's another weekend.
So that's where we are talking about this concentration. In the case of Vipassana, so you have this Samatha concentration and Vipassana concentration. Samatha concentration I describe a bit on the breath. Yes? Just now. Vipassana concentration, for example, which we use a good example is walking meditation. Lifting, pushing, stepping. At first when you try to bring your mind to the lifting, pushing, stepping on the feet, you don't talk about secondary objects yet, okay? Talk about just the footstep. You have an idea of the foot there, whether you like it or not. The foot is there. The toe bone is connected to the heel bone, and so on. So, but you are slowly brought closer and closer to the feet, forgetting all else. At the same time, being directed more and more to the sensations. If you keep your mind, have a constant hold on the heel bone and the toe bone, then you cannot go to Vipassana. Because those are conceptual objects. Because they are form and they have shape and so on. There's the right foot and the left foot and my foot and your foot. The concepts are involved somewhere around. So sooner or later when you watch closely, you're taught to watch the sensations more and more, clearer and clearer. When the sensations are watched closer and closer, the concepts slowly recede and disappear. When you're very aware of the foot, or sensation of the foot, you may not be aware of the foot. Find that the mind has gone to the foot. No? You won't notice whether it's the heel bone or the toe bone, or the ankle bone. think of the shape of the foot. Because the sensations are very strong. And you're mindful and you're just concentrated on it. When that happens, it's always natural to see that these sensations are not static. Just as when you watch pain, you just don't just hold your mind on the pain. You see what constitutes the pain. There are many types of pain that are coming and going, like pinpricks and so on. They're not static. So when you watch the footstep and the sensation, you find that there are many things happening, like a flow, like a process. When you're starting to do that, then you find that you're getting into Vipassana concentration. Because the object are the processes of mind and body, basic elements of materiality flowing. And of course, the mind does not go without, the matter does not go without mind. What is watching the object anyway is the consciousness. Right? So it becomes also a part of the picture. And of course, when you're walking, you're told to watch. Every time you start to walk, you notice the intention and impulse to walk. That is like a trigger, then from there it follows. Every time you do that, the picture of the person, of the being is not there. What is happening is this whole mechanism. When this happens, you know that at the time there's nobody walking. It's just a process of mind body. When this is clear again, it constitutes the first insight knowledge, anatta. Okay? And this is the beginning of insight. See, that's how the mind directs it. These insights are insights about the truth and reality of existence. It is there, whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not. It's there. But knowing it clearly changes your life. Oh, I thought this was mine. No, it is the wrong truth. Yeah. So in the same way, all these body and mind processes, renouncing the idea of an I or the ego does not make you helpless. It makes you more in control. You say anatta means no controller, but then it doesn't mean there's no control. No controller and no control are two different things. No control, you drive, okay, I don't care where I go, there's no me. Then of course, you hang to that somebody. When the pain comes, then you come back.
So the intention, you can probably notice the first intention, but there's a continued intention.
Yes, correct.
And that's something you very often miss, because the first intention is a transition, and it's a contrast.
But you start with that.
Yeah.
You start with that.
But after that, it tends to flow. You don't notice.
Usually, you don't have to notice it. It's very tiring to notice that.
Yeah, right.
But on and off, automatically you notice it. You don't have to notice all the
No,
time.
so
Unless you do Chittanupassana, pure Chittanupassana. Pure, you use the consciousness as a primary object for a longer time. So even when you walk, it also becomes
take a very strong mind.
experience.
Yeah, yeah, but not body experience.
It's mental experience. You see, you have this example. After the candle and moss, it was the flight of the dandelion. It is flight of the dandelion. What does it mean? What it means is that the dandelion is the present consciousness and awareness. The space around it, which is wider than just this present moment of consciousness, it's like the space around the dandelion, which includes the knowing of the secondary objects, the cloud. So when you're aware of the consciousness, when you move, you notice that this clear awareness, one point with the knowing mind is in front of you. And when you move, it moves. At the same time, it's like a greater consciousness, which is more connected with the mind door, which includes also certain sense doors out there. So it's like a dandelion flying through the space that is affected by so many other conditions around it, things around the space. So this is generally what it is. So coming back to our topic of concentration, simply said that Samatha concentration, as is a classical example given by Mahasi, is that it's like sailing tranquilly on a boat. I'm sailing along. And then as the Tang poet says, at first there's a moon and I'm watching the moon. Finally there's only the moon. Isn't it? Vipassana. Something like that. Of course, the Tang poet was a great poet, Vipassana. And of course he drank a lot. So one day he was drinking and watching the moon, he fell into the water, he was drowned. That was the end of his poems. Not my food. What a waste. Now in Vipassana, we was given the example of the sewing machine. The sewing machine, nowadays, do you use sewing machines anymore?
Yeah.
You still do with the pedal and the leg? Something. And so it's now all computerized. No. My mother used to, I always sit beside my mother and I'm always amazed at how she goes and the maker cooking. She, after my father passed away, she earned our keeps using that, Because in those days, the Chinese were well trained. Women were well trained in womanly skills. And so they did wonderful embroidery and so on, everything they did. She was trained because she would have to do all this embroidery, those marriage costumes and dowries, which do for other people. Finally, she had to do it for herself. When she did for herself, she was an expert. When my father passed away, she used those skills to bring us up. So that sewing machine needs a lot of concentration. You concentrate on that point. Very fast, You can do it very fast. And so the Vipassana concentration is like that. It goes to the object, it comes out. Because not that it goes, the object arises and passes away. The object breaks up. It is not a fixed thing, a static thing. It is a process. Just like the first rising, falling, then you rising, falling, then you break it up with digital method. Final, very fast. So in a split moment second, you can see 10, 20, 30 going on. And also occur in the consciousness. I tried once, I remember once, I was doing walking meditation. I was trying as far as possible to be mindful, but thoughts were coming up. Then suddenly something happened. In one short span of just putting out the foot, I noticed the mind ran away so many times. And I counted all, I could remember what the thoughts were in the split second. It was 30 thoughts I counted. But the mindfulness was still there enough to catch the thought when it went off, come back, went off, come back. It was still there enough to, and he knows what thought that was about. So Vipassana is something like that. The mind is only on that, but it's not just on that. You can see the moment to moment changes. Vipassana concentration. If it's digital, it's like a one fast stream, it's speeding. If you are very mindful of your consciousness, 1 second the mind's visits fast. You find that it is made of very small points, like bubbles, bright like that.
To your point on the sewing machine,
That's where this thing comes in. The beats. The beats. Go round and round very fast. It spins, this it goes. Yes. Yeah, prayer beats. Yes.
to your point on the sewing machine and concentration, concentration seems to improve and become more acute when there's a consequence of not concentrating. So if you're doing the sewing machine,
You're contradicting yourself.
no, well,
Put it in a more clearer manner.
concentration becomes more acute
Yes.
if there is a consequence of not concentrating.
Of not making an effort to concentrate.
Yes, no, not the effort, but if, for example, your sewing machine,
Yes.
you have to do so many pieces of this thing in such a time, you can't afford to make mistakes.
Yeah.
You're much more likely to be paying attention more acutely than if, oh, I can do this whenever I like.
Mm.
So the consequence,
That is because of habitual training.
is it?
Yes.
So you could say, oh, okay, I don't.
It's not that you're not concentrating, the concentration must be there, otherwise you couldn't follow it.
Right.
But you don't seem to be making effort to concentrate it. It's just relaxing there. That's because the mind has been trained to do that.
But if there is a consequence, then the mind tends to be more one-pointed.
What do you mean by consequence?
Well, if, for example, I'm using a saw
Yes.
to cut a piece of wood,
Yes.
and the consequence is, if I don't pay close attention, I'm going to cut my fingers off.
Yes.
So I pay very careful attention to making that cut.
And that's why the effort comes
With the
in making
saw.
that.
Yes, it is.
The effort makes it the concentration.
That's the effort, yes.
I
But there's the
understand.
consequence as well, of my not paying that attention and not making that effort. So if I don't make that
You
effort,
don't know that you're making the effort. You don't know that you're making the effort.
I don't know that I'm making the effort. It's an
But the
intention.
effort is already there. You don't know that you're making it because it's so automatically. It's automatic.
Right, but it tends to focus the attention.
The focus of attention is concentration.
Right. But isn't that the result of the intention?
That's why the intention must be there first.
Right.
Then the effort comes. There has to be effort.
Right.
Without effort, you won't be there.
I suppose what I'm saying is there's degrees of effort that
The effort has to be strong, otherwise you cannot keep it there. But it's fine.
but if I sit and I'm not paying too much attention, I'm sort of putting the effort in to concentrate,
Yes.
but the effort isn't strong enough, then my concentration will waver. And if I increase my attention, then the concentration will become more focused.
Your intention or your effort?
My effort. My effort, yes.
It's getting confusing.
Yeah, well, I am, and the language is a problem. But there's first the intention,
Yes,
and then there's the effort.
yes.
And you're increasing your effort.
Effort to maintain
Yes,
concentration.
Yes.
So with an increase of effort, you increase the concentration.
Yes, correct.
But in my example of the saw,
Yes.
there's in the back of your mind still the consequence of not,
The intention.
yeah,
That is the intention.
yeah. But isn't there a consequence as well?
The intention is to get the consequence.
Or to avoid the consequence.
I think
Or
what
to
he's saying
avoid,
is
either
the
way.
negative
The
consequence.
negative consequence.
What he's saying is if you stop paying enough attention, you hurt yourself.
Yes, so?
That's the consequence he's talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's a negative consequence.
Yeah, yeah. So?
So that's not a good thing.
Yes, yeah.
Right.
So what has that got to do with the sewing machine?
No, I segued from your sewing machine in my saw. Same thing.
But I thought-
Concept.
I thought that sawing had to do with cutting a piece of wood, not sawing because you want to avoid cutting your fingers.
It's the consequence of not.
That's a different thing.
They are different things. I agree.
There are two different intentions.
They are different things.
He wasn't trained how to use the saw, eh?
No, I wasn't trained how to do it. But yes, they are different things.
Sewing and sawing.
So anyway, now we come back to our topic of concentration. Generally, you can see clearly the difference between Samatha concentration and Vipassana concentration. Vipassana concentration is very clear of the nature of the object. It always changes moment to moment. If the object does not change, no clear changes object, it is not a good Vipassana object. Even it may be so peaceful, so nice, so clear, it's not a good Vipassana object. So it may be a good Samatha object, but not Vipassana.
So what's a good Vipassana object?
Pain.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
It's not the most pleasant, but it is good Vipassana object. But it's meant mainly for macho yogis, or people who have no choice but to watch it. Yes.
I'm curious, when you're watching pain, like you were saying that when you're, it's probably a stupid question, but when you're watching, you're working with all the sensations in your body, and you come, something I'm curious about is, it almost feels like you're in a mind shaft or something.
Mm.
Is it that kind of feeling?
Yeah, let me say at the mind door.
Because,
You're at the mind door. You're at the mind door.
well,
But whether it's Samatha concentration or Vipassana concentration, you're at the mind door.
so what I was wondering about is, it's almost like what I'm finding is that I'm experiencing the body from the inside.
Yeah, that's right. The inside is the mind door.
So when you're watching pain, because I was having a lot of pain, it feels very different.
Of course.
No, but it feels very different than what.
Because you're not watching at the mind door. Normally when you go in or out, you're still around the head. And you're still around the body. You're not watching through the mind door, you're watching at the body door.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know? When you're in the mind door, it's like inside looking out.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it feels like you're in a mine shaft when you're going down.
Yeah, that's why you're going to the mind door.
Okay. The mine shaft. The mine door.
At this point, perhaps I should explain something more, between concepts and realities. I explained before actually in the beginning of the retreat. Concepts are different levels of concepts. Concept means the mind constructed. The mind makes it up. When the first level are our imaginations. You think about things that are possible and impossible. What am I going to do? If I had a hammer, what do I do with the hammer? A hammer in the morning, a hammer in the evening. So these are all imaginations, but they're concepts. They are mind-made. This could be total hallucination, there could be plans that could materialize, but they're all mind-made. castles in the air. So, but this, then the second level is what you call, it comes with thinking. This imaginations also come with thinking. Yeah? Then the other one is, the next level is in the experience. We don't say that we are thinking, but the mind is still conceptualizing. These concepts, usually we say we don't think, but the mind makes it up anyway, by itself. There are things like the most common ones, prevalent ones are form, speed. Form comes up from different dimensions. Length, width,
Depth,
length and width
with the depth.
and the depth. Yes. These are concepts. Take for example, what is a line anyway? This is one of the first things I learned from a West teacher. Line is made out of many dots. Yeah. Because at one moment of time, the present is only one dot. But over a period of time, you form a line. Similarly, with the television screen, it's made of electrons shooting out. But it's so fast that the rational mind cannot pick it up. Right? So since the line is a concept, we can understand what is long line and a short line. How long is a long line, how short is a short line? 1 foot is the thing that you measure somewhere in England. That piece of stick.
Yeah.
Why should it be in England? Why not in China? Well, China, they have their own foot, the Chinese foot. They have their own measurements.
Is that the same foot?
No one is the left foot. It's different.
But isn't this language? Isn't that a way that we can communicate?
No, it refers to that length of piece of wood. Language is something. Language is another concept, words and ideas. Okay, don't complicate this one. So this length and breadth, long and short, are all as a concept. They're basically just dots or moments. Then, when length is a concept, width is also a concept, depth is also a concept, and so form is also a concept. But we don't say we are thinking, I see him, I see this thing, and this is called shapes. Am I thinking? No, I'm not thinking. But the mind has conceptualized it. It's called a passive mind. Vipassana, resultant from and this, the mind does it. This has something to do with the mental processes that run through, and that's where the karma and all this comes into the picture. It's very complicated. I suggest you read the book. So form is a concept, direction is a concept. It does not have a very concrete reality also. Similarly, time is a concept. This one we can understand easier. So this is what they call winter time, summer time. In America you have more, you have mountain time. The concepts. So what they go around talks about is sun revolving around the moon, or the moon revolving around the sun, around the earth. No? What happens if there's no moon? There's no sun. And somebody said, oh, in the Arctic Circle, it's Russia, Arctic Circle, every day is night and every day is day. No, there's no sun. You understand? It depends, then there's other things coming. Biological time, not the chronological time, the biological time. Biological are the workings of the which is affected time to eat, time to sleep, isn't it? Including time to give birth. All those are time, but affected by the biology, the physiology of the person. But there's one thing that is it's timeless. Meditation time. You should be meditating all the time. Vipassana is non-conceptual. My goodness, we come to the point that it's non-conceptual. So, but generally you say time, young, old, and all those things. Time is a concept. But we make use of it. We help us in our practice, especially in the beginning and so on. If there's no such thing, then there is no structure, then it's very difficult to function. But eventually when you meditate in Vipassana, you forget. You drop that off. You have to eventually. At some point. Not 24 hours, no, while you're in the meditation. That person is a very important concept. What is the person anyway? Who are you? You keep asking, who am I? There's a Zen question. There's also a Advaita question. And so on. And when you keep looking into it, what do you find? That's what you find. You see, and meditate, thinking, pain, and all these things. There must be somebody else. Somebody said, what? What is there something else? There must be. You don't say must be. You don't have an experience. You cannot tell me. And so finally they say, it is that which knows. Then you become a consciousness. A consciousness status. So you keep looking, okay. Yeah. And what would you find? And you find anatta, which is natural reality. You find sunyata, natural reality, which they call emptiness. But this emptiness is not nothing. And the nothing is the concept of nothing. Is there such thing as nothing? What is the nothing? You tell me, Terry.
Everything.
You're contradicting yourself again.
The absence of something,
What is the something?
the presence of nothing, or the opposite of something. I can't remember.
And so, for example, so there is this thing when Vipassana concepts are slowly put aside if they are not automatically also. And must also mention one thing: sound concepts. Concepts that come about from sound. For example, word. In fact, we use the word selfish. What is selfish? Selfish is made of many consonants and vowels.